Warrior, I'm told the Witten lunch may be inquiring about your services.
Now, that one I'm aware of.
What are you doing?
You're emceeing it.
I'm not sure the exact one.
You're emceeing the EJ Witten.
I don't know.
Oh,
That one rings a bell, though, Gary.
That's a hard audience.
I'll tell you who won't be happy with any of this is
Brian.
Bristol.
Yeah.
Because you remember a couple of years ago when little wee Chew Man tried to wander into some MC territory.
Big Nose.
And Bristol slapped him down real quick.
We need to get him on. Big Nose.
we need to get
I
Brian
actually
on.
am knocking a few things back too, Gary. Just to...
Luke, is he listening to us?
Snorkel, listen.
Why isn't he
You
listening?
talk to him through the intercom button, Gary.
Well, surely he's got the show going on out there. He's got to know what's going on there.
Brian.
Get Brian on, please, Taylor, and tell him that
Damo's starting to tread on his turf.
Damo is starting to eat into his MC.
People are just coming to me,
potential
Gary. I have not
roles.
made one phone call on these matters.
The pack have been very supportive of you. So,
Yeah, I'm sure they have been.
All right, well, let's get straight to the phones here because this is a breaking story.
Like a band then?
There are lots of people around Melbourne who dominate September.
Yeah.
But if you're having a function anywhere, whether it be a footy club or a big corporate gig or whatever, over the last 15 to 20 years, one man's dominated this space. He's the MC with the most.
Liquid economy it is in September, and this man drives it.
Well, and Gary Hill will also run your auction.
Yep.
He'll
bring
sell
a
you
couple of
tickets.
his own items.
He has dominated September in Melbourne, and he will be furious, I'd imagine, that Purple's wandered into his MC territory.
wandering
And
in
bear
there,
in
Jim.
mind, as you said earlier, little wee Chew Man may have been booked for a primary school function, even at that level.
3 years ago.
And this big man in the big bristle said that is enough.
Chewed him up and spat him out.
What's the reaction going to be like when he finds out that Damo is starting to wander into this?
Not
territory?
wandering in there, Gary.
Let's
you are.
see. Let's get out to Riddles Creek and see if he's out there. Big Bristler?
Yes, boys. No, I'm up in Sydney at the moment, just doing a little quiet lunchtime sort of opportunity.
Bristle,
Yeah.
are you across what Damo's doing down here, which we think is moving hard into your territory?
It's a very small world, the MC territory in Melbourne, and there are only about 2 or 3 operators, and we don't really let anyone into these medium-sized gigs. We know Gaz has got the big gig covered, and he's a 4,000 plus.
Yes, he is.
Under that,
He
sort of
doesn't even
range,
consider it at that price.
we do not let anyone in, Damo. I'll be absolutely roasted if I hear that you are negotiating with any of the parties that I have long-term relations with.
BT, if indeed they are coming my way, I can only assume it's because you've knocked them back.
I'll tell you what, Damo, if
other
you are
reasons.
undercutting me, you're going to get in at the slightly cheaper
I have been getting some good feedback, though, BT.
Well, good feedback from the people that run the event is always expected. It's those that sit in the audience that you need to get the feedback from. My feedback from you has been one of great mediocrity. And it's just tough and it's the purple up there charging out a whole load of shit.
You don't
You
get any jokes, so I'll give you that. There's no
Bristler.
humour associated with
Yeah,
my
I
work.
want to ask you this, Bristol, because I've had a few texts come through here. Is the Witten lunch something that's in your wheelhouse?
It is, BT.
Well, the Witten lunch is spudding myself.
Yes.
and
Oh, no,
Fred had
I've
a
got some bad
stranglehold
news
on
for you.
that.
Well, Brian, I haven't had the phone call this year, and I'm not sure whether you have, but Warrior seems to tell us that he's involved in it. If that's the case, you and I need to take Warrior down to the Yarra River for a walk.
Well, two things on that, Spud. I have been doing a little bit of stuff with EJ without you. I didn't want to tell you that.
Oh, come on, Brian! You're better than that.
3 months, and they've just quite said to me, look, BT, if you come along, don't worry about Spud. It's just opportunity. So I haven't sort of told you about that until this all has blown up now.
Come on,
Well, it
mate.
seems like you've been snipped now.
We're hand in glove, Brian.
I tell you what, Spud, if Damo has got a hold of Teddy Whitten Jr. and gone, he is the man, when you and I have looked after him, done a lot of freebies.
Exactly. We actually have. We have down to Victoria Golf Club.
You had me at that point, Bristle.
Yeah.
That many freebies coming EJ's way, and I tell you what, if he and Smith and Baker and all of the mob have got together and they've kicked you and I out, Spud, there will be
Bristol.
trouble of writing a
Bristol,
product.
this is it's a cutthroat industry. You just have let us know that you've cut spud adrift to maintain your position. And haven't had a problem in the world about that. It appears to me that you may have been cut adrift now for Warrior, and that's a whole different story.
Sorry, BT.
Well, I'm worried about it, but Spud, it needs to be like it can't all be all your way, mate. I've pushed and pushed and pushed your way. There's got to be a few coming back the other
There
way.
is, Brian. There is in the summer. Wait.
Oh,
Hang in there.
Damo,
Yes.
don't do it, mate. I'll tell you what, I know Mick Gatto and all the and, if I need to hunt someone down, there'll be a few guys coming your way.
Well, I know Jake King.
We did. Hey, Bristol and I think you were there too, Gary.
Yes.
Did one in Bairnsdale once
Yes.
when the
Yeah.
PA system wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Bristol's gone to a busker across the road and demanded her audio equipment. Dragged it into the hall and used it there straight away.
I don't want to give all my gold stuff away when I go to a function like this, but Damo, one thing I will tell you in regards to audio, never trust those speakers that are in the ceiling that got an in-house little pissy microphone and your noise comes out of the ceiling, mate. If you haven't got speakers on stands, don't do the gig.
Okay.
But I'm hearing that you will do anything.
All right, Bristol, good calling tonight. We look forward to it.
Good on you, boys.
Superstar that man is.
Be careful, Warrior. You wouldn't want to if you're doing the E.J. Whitten Foundation. Brian and I have done that for the last 10 years.
I'm only doing what I'm asked to do.
He's cut you aside, Spud.
Well,
You've been cast
Do you want
adrift.
to do it with me?
That's all right.
Do you want to do it with me?
Wedge, we get a good wedge, and I'll find out how much you're getting. 225 plus GST.
No, it's...
The best operator I've ever witnessed, Bristol.
Yeah,
And
like
if
a band
if anyone tries to speak when he's speaking, look out.
Yeah.
It's just a ferocious attack from the stage, which I absolutely love.